Hi, some of my I.C.S.E students asked me to make a video on skin and how skin helps in temperature regulation. So today I will discuss about skin and how skin helps in temperature regulation. So first point, I will discuss the function of the skin. So the skin performs various functions like storage, sensory, third one secretory, fourth one excretion, and the fifth one temperature regulation. I will discuss about that point, temperature regulation, how skin helps in temperature regulation in the last point. Okay, so the next one, skin plays various roles in our body like storage, sensory, secretory, excretions, and the temperature regulations. So at the next point, skin doesn't need any protections. So why? Our body made up of living cell, and different type of internal delicate organ. So living cells needs protections, but skin itself are body parts. But skin doesn't need protection because skin made up of skin made up of dead cell, made up of dead cell, dead cell. And we know that germs, pathogen, no harm to dead cell, no harm to dead cell. But germs, pathogen is harmful to the living cell, Hence, the skin doesn't need protection, but our body parts, different type of internal delicate organ needs protection. And when you talk about the structure of the skin, structures basically skins made up of two layers. One layer is called dermis, another layer is epidermis. First of all, I will discuss about the epidermis. When you talk about the epidermis commonly known as epidermis, but it's also called epithelial tissue. And when you talk about the tissue that means a group of cells originate from a same but perform similar functions. So here also epidermis covers, and epidermis, epithelial tissue, epithelial tissue has two layers. Any organ in our body has to, from outside it has a covering, but inside inner covering is there. The outer covering provides provide protection, but the inner covering provide different functions like secretion, absorption, okay, and the difference. Okay, so here epithelial tissue that's present in our skin also plays a different role, and basically epidermis has three layers. Outermost layer that is made up of dead cells, outer covering, that is keratinized cells, because it contains keratin protein. It contains keratin protein, and this is a hollow hollow empty cells. Hollow cell does not contain cytoplasm. Cytoplasm absent, nerve absent, all things are absent here. All things are absent here, and on the basis of it, there is a dead cells layers. No pathogen or germs cannot affect it, and these types of cells does not carry any cytoplasm, that is a dead cells layer. Yeah, this layer is also called cornified layer. Cornified layers. Okay, cornified layer. And below these layers, a layer is there, and that layers contain a cytoplasms. Cytoplasm is there. Cytoplasm is present here, and that layer, cytoplasm is present here, and due to the presence of cytoplasms and inside the cytoplasms a pigment, dark pigment cell present, and dark pigment colors that produce melanin. And on the basis of secretion of melanin, different organisms have different body colors. If the secretion of melanin is more, so the body colors become darkish. If the secretion of melanin is less, then the body colors become pale. And some scientists prove that the secretion of melanin helps in synthesis vitamin D hormone, and we know that vitamin D hormone helps in bone formation. So suppose that a person is having more melanin, then reduce the chances to ricket disease. Okay, reduce the chances. So the secretion of melanin reduce the chances of ricket. So that is the importance of melanin, and that layer first discovered by a scientist, Malpighi, and hence that layer is called Malpighian layer. Yeah, pigmented layers. And between these layers, that is the cornified layers, and this is a Malpighian layer. Between these layers, another layer is there, that is the granules like structure is there, that is called granular layer. Granular layer is there. Okay, and somewhere, so I already told about the melanin importance and how it helps in ricket. And the next one, soft and hard skin. Somewhere our skin soft, somewhere our skin so tough, like palm, so different where. So that different one, somewhere skin soft, yeah, hard. That totally different one, cornified layer. Cornified, yeah, dead cell layer. dead cells layer. Okay. If the dead cells layer, the thickness of the dead cells layer more, then the cells become, then the portions, the skins become hard. If the dead cells layers thin, then the skin become soft. So soft and hard skin, that depend on totally dead cells layer. If the dead cells layer more, then the skins become hard. If the dead cells layers less, then the skin becomes soft. Another layer, that is a dermis. Another layer, dermis. And dermis layer, that is a living cells layers. Living cells layers. It contain basically dermal papillae, nerve cells, and due to the presence of nerve cells, we sense, also we sense some things. And here blood supply, because due to the blood supplying here, blood vessels is present here, and due to the presence of blood vessels, that cells gets nutrition, cell get nutrition, and cell get nutrition mean cells also produce different type of excretory substances. Excretory also substance, and here the blood vessels is present, so excretory substance, your waste product excretion takes place here. The living cells produce waste product, and that waste product released outside, through sweating. So here the sweating comes. So sweating, what is sweating? Sweating, that is a secretion, of sweat gland. Actually, the sweat gland, another gland is there. Here in that layer, dermis layer contain two types of gland. One is two gland. One is called sweat gland, another is called sebaceous gland. Sweat gland secrete the sweat, but the sebaceous gland secretes sebum. Sweat is a watery substance, and it has some odor. On the other hand, sebaceous gland is there. Sebaceous gland is also present here. Sebaceous gland secretes sebum. Sebaceous gland is present. And the difference between sebaceous and sweat gland, sebaceous and sweat glands are exocrine glands, and we know that about the exocrine gland. But the difference between sebaceous gland and sweat gland, the secretion of a sebaceous gland released into the hair follicles, but the secretion of the sweat gland directly released into the outside our body. And sebaceous gland, actually the secretory product are oily like substance, a fatty substance, but the hair secretion is a watery substance. The basic difference between them, and the basic difference sebaceous and the sweat gland. And the next one, in the dermis layers also contain a protein that is called elastin. And due to the presence of elastin is a protein, and due to the presence of elastin, we know that elastin provides the elasticity of our skin. In case of a young baby, the skin are so soft, but adult individuals, the skin become shrinked, because the amount of elastin become degenerated. The elastins become degenerated, hence the skin of adult persons becomes shrinked, but the young baby, young individuals, the enormous amount of elastins presents, so the skins also remains soft. That is the importance of elastins. Sweat gland and sebaceous gland. I already told about the sweat gland and sebaceous gland and the difference between two gland and mammary gland. Mammary gland actually, sweat gland become modified to form mammary gland. Modified to form mammary gland. Modified to form mammary gland. And the last point, temperature regulation. How it helps in temperature regulation. In case of a temperature regulation, two terms is so important. One is called vasodilation. Vasodilation. Vaso, that means vessel. Vaso, that means vessel, and dilation, that means increasement of diameter. Increasement of diameter. Increasement of diameter. So, if the diameter increase of the vessel, what will happen? The blood pressure becomes less. When a person does a work, okay, does a work. When a person does a work, a sweating occurs. Why? Sweating occurs. So, to cool our body temperatures, vessels become dilate. When vessels become dilate, blood pressure decreases. If the blood pressure decreases, then the frictional force, frictions also decreases. Friction decreases. If the friction decreases, so no heat produced. So to cool our body temperatures, you have to decrease our body temperatures, vasodilation occurs. Actually, that vasodilation occurs during summer seasons. And in winter seasons, opposite thing happens, that is called vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction. And that means vessel, constriction, that means constructed, that diameter decreases. When the diameter decreases, that means blood pressure increases. When the blood pressure increases, that means friction increases. And if the friction increases, due to the friction, heat is produced. And heat is produced, that means body becomes warm. That two event, vasodilations occurs during summers and vasoconstrictions occurs during winters. Another thing happens, and our body temperatures to cool off for vasodilation and vasoconstrictions occurs to warm up our body.